County Prosecutor's Office is encouraging all parents and guardians to have a conversation with your school-aged children regarding an issue that has become all too prevalent, namely threats to commit school violence. Hello, I'm Mayor Michael P. Londeau, and I'm privileged to have Wayne County Prosecutor Kym joining me to talk about the issue that we all must take very seriously and with great awareness. Welcome, Prosecutor Worthy. Can you talk about this threat to our students, teachers, and community?
I sure can, as periodic school shootings have become the unfortunate reality across this country. These incidents are naturally publicized in the news and social media. Experience has taught us that the publicity of these school shooting events often prompts a small subset of students to make similar type threats against their schools, teachers, and/or their fellow classmates. In many of these cases, the student who made the threat tells investigators that they were just joking, and they seem genuinely shocked by how serious the consequences are from making the threat. Often they make the threat thinking it's not a big deal as long as they did not actually plan to carry it out. Michigan law, however, Mr. Mayor, makes it a crime to make the threat, even if they didn't have the intent or capability to actually carry it out.
It's a great point, Prosecutor Worthy. Some people actually think making a joke or a so-called innocent comment about harming a schoolmate or a member of the community is not serious. What would you tell them?
When a threat is made, we cannot immediately know whether the threat is a serious threat or whether the threat is meant to be a so-called prank. Therefore, we in the law enforcement community must take seriously every threat, because not doing so would put your child at risk and the community at risk, and we simply cannot take that chance. My office takes these cases very seriously, not only because of the need to keep your child and the community safe, but also because of the disruption of the school environment and the significant expenditure in resources by the school and law enforcement. Even a prank threat causes. Please talk with your children. Help them understand that their words can have lifelong consequences. Students can be charged with crime, such as false threat of terrorism or threat of terrorism. A new law enacted last year that my office helped to pass also makes it a crime to threaten to commit violence against students or employees on school property. These crimes can result in sentences for up to 10 to 20 years in prison. And Mr. Mayor, that's 10 to 20 years in prison for an adult. It is worth noting that many seniors in high school are already 18, which legally makes them an adult in the state of Michigan. In addition, the potential to legal consequences such as charges may, number one, affect a student's ability to get federal financial aid for college. Number two, cause them to lose college scholarships, and I've seen that happen. 3, cause them to be denied college admission. And 4, result in them having to disclose pending cases or criminal convictions on job applications. And that can have lifelong consequences.
Yeah, so as you can see, a lot of consequences for these types of behavior. So what would you suggest parents tell their children about the importance of communicating what they might hear?
We know that in past school shootings, the individuals involved usually shared their plans with one or more of their friends and peers before they acted on those plans. Therefore, it's crucial that you encourage your children to report any threats that they hear about, including threats posted on social media, texts, emails, and anything else, so that these tragic situations can be prevented before they have a chance to start. Stress to your children that reporting could be life-saving, and it's always better to be safe than sorry.
Well, thank you, Prosecutor Worthy, for coming in to educate our students, parents, and residents on the reality of school violence and how we have to be diligent about what is happening in our schools and the community at large. It has been a real pleasure to have you take your valuable time for our community. Locally, I have worked with our schools, our police department, and our Department of Public Service to not only make sure students and school workers have the tools and resources to address school violence, but to also make sure we do everything we can for our students so they can travel safely to and from school. Thanks for joining us today, and be safe, Westland.